Welcome to my tarot card reading for Mexico 2015. Let's start immediately with the opening of the tarot cards. We have Babalu, we have Iku, and Ogun at the end. Babalu, an Orisha that brings diseases, illnesses, or any kind of ailment. And then we have Iku, that is referring to death. He's the Reaper. And then Ogun, for me, when he's upside down, is all about isolation and regrets. Number one, this points toward a health hazard in Mexico. So I'm talking about here a quarantine that it might happen in 2015. And everything is going to start in a very isolated area. It's a rural area. The countryside is a small town very close to the mountains, but it's a fertile ground. You will know what it is when it happens. Now, from a political, financial aspect, it means that the death of contracts are coming to an end. Those contracts are kind of shameful, or at least that's how the Mexicans see it. Shameful contracts. And the tarot cards are talking about that those contracts are going to come to an end. Okay? That's what we have so far. Let's pay more attention to the tarot card reading to see what else the tarot cards are mentioning for us. Okay, we have the second part of the reading for Mexico 2015. What we have here is the Wheel of Fortune representing Sagittarius, Pisces, Jupiter, Cancer. The King of Cups representing the crown of Scorpio with Uranus and Pluto. Uranus, quick sudden changes. Uranus is about evolution, evolving, progress, civil rights. Uranus brings surprises, the surprise element. Pluto is about control, but it's also about pulling out the truth. So we're going to start seeing big sudden changes that are triggered by a lot of, if we can say, secrets or things that were not known by the public, that some way, somehow they surface and they're manifested and they're triggering a wave of changes around the country, economically, financially, and politically. The Wheel of Fortune is also talking about changes. Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer. Cancer is all about domestic issues. So anything that is related with domestic issues are going to be emphasized during 2015. Sagittarius, laws, judges, lawsuits, this kind of dynamic we are going to start seeing. And then Pisces, that is all about isolation, hospitals, and not only that, is also about hospital isolation. Let's leave it like that. Isolation made us think about the quarantine, but at the same time is letting us know that the possibilities of lawsuits against Mexico, or Mexico filing lawsuits against those that break the contract or the contracts, is highly probable. Okay, that's what we have so far for 2015 Mexico. We have here the rest of the reading. We have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is about taking action. It's very similar, as you can see, to the tarot card, the Major Arcana, Death, but it's upside down, letting us know that there is going to be action taken action during the first 3 months of 2015. The Knight is contemplating what he has in his cup. He's analyzing the pros and the cons. Now he takes action. So the first trimester of 2015, we're going to see Mexico involved in a lot of protests, riots, if that's the correct word, upheavals, marches, all that kind of stuff. Taking action. That's from Mexicans. From the government, we are going to start seeing that the government is going to take action. Is going to be forced to do something about it. About what? The contracts, the lawsuits. We have to pay attention what's the dynamic. But the dynamic of the first trimester is about taking action. By the second trimester, we're going to start seeing that things get out of hand, out of control. All those new projects, all those new contracts, all those new laws, they get out of hand, out of control, and it's not as it was planned. By the third trimester, we're seeing that the pressure is way too much, the wave is too big to contain, and the sea levels, let's put it like that, they start rising, and there's nothing we can do about it. So that's what is all about the third trimester 2015 for Mexico. By the last week of 2015, trimester, we're going to start seeing that this is all about finances and economy, that they're going to slump, stagnate, there's no exit, and it's going to be very obvious the dynamic of poor performance for Mexico. When we put all these cards in a vertical and horizontal line, we have a very interesting dynamic. The Knight of Cups with the Nine of Staff, what we're going to start seeing and getting is a very interesting. The weight cannot be contained, and we are going to see that action is going to be taken. Highly probable, I'm very inclined that this means that the people, the Mexicans, are going to stand up against the government. They're going to fight, let's put it like that. Riots, upheavals, marches, protest, whichever word you prefer. We could say that people are tired and they don't give up, and they take action. From the government standpoint of view, this is all about contracts, projects, and the government must take action, be it because it formally makes a lawsuit against those that are not meeting the contract, or vice versa. Horizontally, we have these two cards letting us know that things get out of hand in Mexico, creating a financial, I don't think the word collapse is the right word, but it does mean that financially and economically Mexico gets out of hand, out of control, and financially and economically there's a very poor performance for Mexico, especially 2015. This dynamic creates an existential vortex, as I call it, and this is about trying to save whatever is left, whatever people consider patrimony. They're going to try to preserve that, and that's implied by the Two of Staff that we have here. Mexicans are tired. They once had it all, but now they want something different. They want a different dynamic of what they are having and what politicians are giving them. They want something different, and they want to concentrate on what is left behind, okay, or what is left standing. That's what we have for Mexico 2015. Okay, we have here what I call the trilogy, and the trilogy is composed of the Five of Coins, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. And simply put, this is talking about liberation. This is about taking action, and this is all about riots, protest, anything along that line, and it's closely related with the financial performance of Mexico. People want to be liberated from this financial chaos, if we can call it like that. They want to be liberated. They're seeing and they're understanding the how and why they got there, and they want to be free from that. And they're forced to take action by manifesting on the streets. Okay, that's what we have so far. And then here we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is right next to the Knight of Cups. And this is about the future. So first, politically, it means that the government, Mexican government, might do a loan, make a loan, needs money in other ways. There's money involved there, and they're forced to make a loan or take a loan. Okay, and people, I mean, socially speaking, it means that Mexicans, they just want to secure a better future for the kids. Now, here we have the Four of Staff and the Nine of Staff, and this is talking about a kind of a celebration, an unconventional celebration. When is this is out of the open, but here is a hidden celebration, and we have Pluto there, so it's letting us know that there's something behind the scenes that is being created, that is being orchestrated, something behind the scenes, and we need to pay close attention what is that is cooking, what is happening behind the scenes, which eventually is going to manifest. But meanwhile, there's something cooking and it's hidden from everyone to see. And that's what we have for Mexico 2015.